Let's do this.
Of course.
Let's talk about Nazis.
Because if we don't, we're...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bald and Bonkers Show. Join your hosts Christopher Mole and Dakota Franson as they take you on a wild ride through the world of the supernatural, with a humorous twist that'll have you laughing and shaking in your boots at the same time. From ghosts to aliens to cryptids, no topic is off limits on this show. And the best part? You don't have to be a believer to join in on the fun. So grab a drink, kick back, and tune in every weekend for new episodes. And if you want even more of the Bald and Bonkers experience, be sure to subscribe to our Patreon page for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Let's get weird. Oh, and for the whiners out there, viewer discretion is advised. There you go, you entitled pricks.
Speaking of entitled pricks, who the fuck is fucking up my camera?
I told you to stop watching these dirty sites. You've been told about 1,000,000 times, Dakota. Purple aliens for the planet Zarn. 4-breasted ones. Bloody terrible.
That's your thing, dude. That is your fucking thing.
Look,
Don't,
terrible.
dude. Why is it that you always try to live vicariously through me, man? You've got to get out more, man.
I'm just going to say it. He's got this thing with purple women for the
what? Me?
He's like, oh, I can't wait to go in the.
No, I had the fucking voice messages to prove that is all you. That is all you, you sick and twisted idiot.
I'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh God.
Hey, they had them in Star Trek. They went to that planet. There were green ones and purple ones. Look at Kirk. Look at Kirk. He was away with the green ones, and he was away with the purple ones, and he was away with the blue ones. He stayed away from the aliens, mind you. I'll say that.
Yeah. Considering he never actually slept with one.
Oh, he did? You ever watched the new Star Trek? He did?
No. I've never actually watched Star Trek. I never watched Star Trek. Like and none of them all. I haven't watched any of them.
He's no a Trekkie, ladies and gentlemen. He's no a Trekkie. That's what he is. He's one of these folk that believes in magazines. What do you call it? One of the Thor persons with his big hammer. But he's got a big hammer. DC Comics.
Yeah.
That is. No.
Whoa. You did not just do that.
Hey, Star Trek's better than DC Comics. Star Trek's better than DC Comics. I said that. What you got to do with that? Star Trek's better.
Thor is not DC.
Captain Picard, Captain Sisko, Captain Janeway. You know, William Shatner came. I mean, the best captains that ever was. You know, James Tiberius Kirk. What more could you want? I know I'm a Trekkie. I can't help it. I know their names. I could probably tell you all the ships' names too. But that's come on. Everybody's got to have like a hobby, something to watch.
I wonder about some of your hobbies, man.
Well, live long and prosper. So, technical problems, Dakota. Technical problems. What have you been doing? Who have you pissed off?
The Nazis, apparently.
Oh, you're pissed off the Nazis. I mean, they're diabolical at winning wars and now they're into technology.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that there's been a lot of colorful language has been popping up in certain groups lately, and nothing's getting done about it.
What? What group?
Oh, like slam it, calling everybody fucking Jews and Muslims and rapists, and you should be shot in the face. I'm just like, I don't know. Some person who thinks that just because they're messaging on fucking Telegram means that they're going to be anonymous. By the way, I have your IP.
Oh. Your internet dropped there. Yeah, you've mentioned the Nazis. Did you know that Hitler, he only had one ball?
Is that why you identify as him?
I will say this, there's folk on TikTok identifying as Adolf Hitler now. I mean, how ridiculous can you get? What? I would never make a good Hitler. I'm too nice.
You were literally dressing up, imitating his mustache, saying that you should get the wig. And you want to know what the sad thing is? You would pass off as Adolf Hitler if he was still today.
No, I wouldn't. For a start, Adolf Hitler wasn't bald. He didn't weigh the same weight as me because I'm considerably bigger than what I look like right now. Because I do like my nibbles.
Nah, in his later years out in Argentina, he did put on some weight. There's photos to back that.
So, what did you do to annoy the Nazis? Come on. They could be watching right now. The Nazis could be watching this right now. That the Diskins everywhere. Sorry, it's a wee bit of the old memories coming back for a previous life. Sorry, when you go.
See, there you go. He just admitted he thinks he's Hitler.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Well, so we got to talking about deaths by conspiracy. Then someone forwarded me information about the World Economic Forum. My signal goes funky there again. What the hell?
Let me help you there. Klaus Schwab. Come on. Schwab.
All right, shut up. Sorry, I gotta kick him off stream sometimes just to get my fucking point across. Anyway, yes, obviously, Klaus Schwab being the founder, main focus. Some affiliations, alleged affiliations with Nazi Germany through his father, right? As well as some of the potential motivations behind financial directives that could be responsible for a lot of companies going under trying to appease woke culture, right?
I just don't know what to say about that. The Budweiser incident and now the Ford pickup truck advert. Have you seen the Ford pickup truck advert?
Oh, Ford's going into it now?
Did you not see the new one? I actually sent it to somebody we know that's right into Ford pickup trucks. And I sent it to him, and I think he was none too pleased. And it starts. If it is who I just play Xbox, but anyway,
okay.
But you never said anything back to me yet. I've still to talk to him more about. It's the two trucks race, and it looks right manly, and it's so appealing. I was sitting watching. I thought, oh, this looks good. The new F-150s look absolutely stunning, right? All pumped out and all that, and all the Ford stuff, and then another one joins in, another F-150 joins in, except it's all multicolored. And then you just watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Watch it.
I see. So, naturally, this tickled my curiosity, so I started doing a little research. Apparently, Klaus Schwab's father, he was a director for a plant out of Switzerland that was a major contractor with Nazi Germany. This is, anybody can look this up. This is verified. As well as the financial directives that the World Economic Forum passed forward to these major companies like Bud Light, all these major companies that rely on them in order to get funding. If they don't comply with these directives, they don't get their funding. So they pretty much have to do what is being said. And Klaus Schwab has fully admitted he wants the United States to become more like China.
Yes.
Now, the Chinese people, the people, not the government, the people, very friendly. We can learn a thing or two. But still, we have all these concerns of, say, like TikTok is the Chinese government spying on us. Why aren't we doing something about Klaus Schwab? The World Economic Forum is slowly is trying to implement itself as the centerpiece of a one world government. It's already been implemented. They're already there.
You want to hear something?
Run by a private corporation. They're not run by any.
At the last World Economic Forum, there was certain bills signed by countries, And Britain, everybody in Britain, the news just finding out about this, and they're absolutely raging. Even some people in government, because they didn't know it was done behind closed doors. See if there's another pandemic. The World Health Organization can basically put us in lockdown, even though they can bring the UN in and make the population go into lockdown. You have to do what they say. It's been passed, and it's actually been passed for the United States too. Usually been passed too. So the UK, France, Germany, and the United States and Canada and Australia, they've all been passed already.
Yep. Because again, the World Economic Forum is not affiliated with any one singular country. They're their own entity.
Yeah.
The world is being run by private corporations, and this just goes to prove it.
Yeah, of course it is.
And again, Wild Klaus Schwab, he wasn't born until 1938. He's following Nazi ideologies.
Yeah.
And so every single person that bends over so he can fuck him in the ass. He probably gets off on it too.
Yeah.
And I find it, like I said, as I'm researching this, there's a weird camera glitch on my end that I've never had happen before. Just when we go to connect through StreamYard, and allegedly Chris has some of his security software is flagged StreamYard for some reason. So just making that as a little side note. For some reason, I can't set my webcam to its full resolution.
Nazis, man.
It's
Indiana
weird.
Jones couldn't stand them, and I can't best on them. You know, I mean, Nazis.
Yeah, but the whole woke culture, everybody, like you pointed out, at first glance, it doesn't necessarily make sense because everybody that the Nazis were against, everybody the Nazis were trying to completely annihilate, is all of a sudden following the same goddamn ideologies.
But it's eventually they will get rid of that. Once they get they are saying 100, saying 50 years, right? Say if everything falls into place and they get their one world government and they get their 15-minute cities, eventually they're going to sit and around their table and they'll be right. Everything's fell into place. Now we need to get rid of these groups of people, and then they'll turn against them. They'll turn against them. They'll turn against the Jewish population again, and they'll turn against the gay homosexuals again. That's what will happen.
Gays, blacks, if anybody who is blonde haired and blue eyed.
And what they'll do is they'll play each other off until they either kill off each other, and then the last ones that's remaining, they'll kill them. That's what they're going to do.
And people are so rattled in the head that they're just going to let it happen. Oh yeah, full on Hunger Games.
Yeah.
They may just get creative, and people are just going to accept it, thinking that nothing can be done. Why do you think they want to decrease the population?
Well, by 2025, they want the world population down to what, 500 million? How they got to do that? I mean, they're going to. I mean,
that's talking major. That's talking major cataclysm.
I watched a simulation thing. There was this guy, and he does like computer simulations of like nuclear wars and stuff. And he was actually talking about this, the agenda thing, 2025. Even if everybody launched their nuclear bombs at each other, there would still be at least 3 to 4 billion people left on the planet. Yes, eventually they would starve, and it'd be down to maybe 1 billion people, right? 1 billion would be left. But the world government wanted down to 500 million. That's crazy material, and this makes you wonder. Hey, Dobby, this makes you wonder about the injections. And you think how many people have had that? You think about how we're not monetized. We're not monetized anyway, guys, so they can't really do that. So here's the thing, right? We'll have to stick up for this because we'll go down in history. I don't want to go down in history as somebody that's tried to hide in the shadows and no saying about this. I will say this. That injection, I think, is part of the plan.
Could very well be.
Yeah. I know since the start of the virus to this year, I know about 27 people that have died. I know 27 people that have died, and they've all had the.
I know several people who all went down for heart-related issues. And ironically, I gotta say this because I had a months-old video get taken down because I was talking about my grandma who had a heart attack, and she found it kind of funny that everyone she knew who got it right around the same time, she had to in order to for the job she was at. They were making her do it. Everybody who went about the same time and got it was in the hospital the same time she was. And our signals are getting fucked up as we're talking about this. See, the audience is even seeing it. The audience is even seeing it.
I mean, Dobby, she plays a big part in this kind of stuff that's in the chat, and I can tell you something right now. What has been done to humanity in the last 2 years is worse than what the Germans did to the Jews. Because more people will die than what happened in World War II. A lot more people's got to die than what happened in World War II. It's too late now. See, for the people that have had, I'm sorry to say this, but see the people that have had that thing. I don't know if there's a way around about it for these. I honestly don't. I hope somebody invents a cure, but it's getting it out your system. You have to get it out your system.
But that's the thing, like we were talking about yesterday, they're wanting to start implementing the vaccine into food supply.
Yes. You should get the people that's had the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and then I know people have had 5, sorry. I know people have had 5. I'm serious. Boosters, like, what's that? Chris is bopping out, but no echo heard. There's no echo between me and you, is there?
Yeah.
I'm running 110 meg per second. I can see my wee thing down the bottom. That's at the speed. My internet speed's it.
Yeah. See,
Interesting,
something's messing us up.
Look, I'm in the house myself, right? Everybody's away on holiday and stuff like that. Every internet device in this house is turned off. The only thing that's on is this laptop. My phone's on 5G.
Yeah.
Well, 4G, whatever it's called, because I don't get a 5G signal here. So, what's that? If you aren't, you are messed up.
That's it. Hey, Stuttering John. See what I mean? Yeah. Fucking Nazis. Get this motherfucker. No, I don't tolerate the kind of those comments like that. Get the fuck off my stream, you racist piece of shit.
What did they say, actually? What did they say?
He automatic. See, this one I'm at. He's one of the ones that cropped up saying, "Oh, the Jews all having issues." So get the fuck off my stream, you needle dick. I do not tolerate that bullshit. No. Get away. You're part of the fucking problem.
It just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, they don't like, And there's
no, I don't put up.
Good to see Pete.
Oh, how's it going, Pete? I don't tolerate that bullshit. No.
Yeah, it's because we're talking about the subject. What did he actually say? I didn't. I was looking at something.
Yeah, the GQP or something like that is not liking it. I'm sorry. We got to talking about Klaus Schwab. He's Catholic.
Do you know what I mean?
You ignorant, racist, needle dick. Get the fuck off my stream. And if I see any comments coming after me or my company, I will get my lawyers associated. Do not fuck with me. I'm done with pieces of shit like you.
You just get them. They're just idiots. They're just idiots, man.
I can track you. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
So if I go to disappear, ladies and gentlemen, we have a suspect.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I've got a feeling we've got protection on that kind of side, But I honestly just don't understand the human race anymore. I really don't.
Yeah.
I honestly don't.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting that he started watching this. That was one of the new people that started watching this. And
He started trying some shit on one of my streams earlier yesterday.
Yeah. And look, obviously these people don't have a big brain. It's obviously a little pea they've got rattling about inside their empty space of a head,
Yeah, and I'm fairly certain where he's monitoring crap.
Whereabouts?
Same groups that Elena flows in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not that sneaky, you morons.
It's still fun out. You'll be able to find out his IP address and whatever,
It'll only take me like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's good to see you, Son of the Naked Bigfoot, in the chat. It's good to see you, Pete. Thank you for joining us. And there's Dobby Sockets, well said, Dakota. As we were talking about Klaus Schwab and stuff like that, and
yeah,
I just don't know. I honestly think the world's went mad. I really do. I mean, the things that's happening right now, it's really, in Scotland they tried to pass a law where they would, and I look, I've got nothing against if you're homosexual or not, right? If you're gay, I've got nothing against that. But see, when they tried to pass a law for this really annoys me. A man can dress as a woman and go, and did they have this in the United States where a man can dress as a woman and go into their bathroom? Yeah. But they wanted to, so as men, wait for this, rapist men, right, could dress as women and go to a women's prison.
I'm
serious.
Certain states over here have that. There's one inmate in particular who's been trying to get the state of Idaho to pay for his transition, but it hasn't happened. He's also been indicted for rape.
I honestly just don't know.
Yeah.
Are you calming down now, Jack? It's the tenseness up. I can feel the rage run about you.
No, I'm sorry. I don't put up with that bullshit.
I know. They're obviously just a needle dick fucking arsehole. That's all they are. Get what I mean?
Yeah.
Get what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you want to come and visit us if you want. But they'll know they're keyboard warriors. They're sitting in their mother's basement as we speak with their Nazi flag flying in the background,
Yeah.
Probably dressed in the SS uniform with the big black jack boots on.
More like they like to dress up as women in their closet at time and probably have a nice little boyfriend on the side that no one knows about. Most people who try to make those remarks are often closeted homosexuals themselves.
Did you get that? I was looking for my juice there. I couldn't find it.
I mean, look at half the preachers that tried to say homosexuality is a sin, yet they got a boyfriend on the side. They're married with kids, but they got a boyfriend on the side.
But as we're saying about the New World Order and stuff, I mean, if we don't do anything soon, they're going to take this 15-minute city idea I don't like. They're actually passing the Glasgow, which is quite close to me. They're actually bringing in these emission zones, which they've got in like London and that. And normal working people can't drive to their work, or it's got to cost them hundreds and hundreds of pounds every year just to drive a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. And then people are like, oh, but you don't need to drive 3 miles. Look, some people have to drive to the work because they need a car, right? It's the job that they do. They might live in the countryside. Can't I mean? There's no a bus for there to there. Can't I mean?
Exactly.
And It's getting ridiculous. They're doing it to what I have noticed is the price of gasoline's going up in America. And they're slowly doing to you what they were doing to us when our gasoline was quite cheap. And then they started bringing it in, and then they started bringing wee tax laws in, and they started bringing in MOT laws in, and car safety things in. I bet you in about 10 years in the United States, you're paying about $10, $15 a gallon.
Oh, shut up, Chris. You're going to incite a riot with that.
Well, I'm paying about $13, $14 right now a gallon. In the UK.
You'll incite a riot.
I mean, can you imagine paying $15 a gallon? Everybody's going to have to trade in their F-150s for a Toyota Prius.
Prius, you mean?
Prius or Prius? No, you get Priuses. You don't get a Prius. You never seen a Prius?
It's a Prius.
No. You're not getting me. You get a Toyota Prius, but you also get a Toyota Prius. A Toyota Prius is the hybrid electric one, right?
Aye.
But then you get another one, right? That's a more soaked up kind of petrol edition one, right? Look it up. My next door neighbour's got one.
I'm not much of a car guy.
Right. What's that? Pete saying we use diesel and gas, and it's ridiculous. Diesel, the prices of diesel is skyrocketing. That's interesting what Pete says, because he's living in a farm kind of thing, and the price diesel is absolutely. It's mad. I know people that actually run their cars. This is mad. They actually run their cars on old chip pan oil.
Mm-hmm.
See if your car's old enough. I don't know if you can run it in modern engines. I don't know. But there's actually the farm behind me, and they run their tractors on this new diesel. It's biodiesel, and you have to add the AdBlue and all that kind of stuff to it, and they don't like it. I know they don't like it. What I've been told, it's mad. It's madness, and it's like that's Just Stop Oil that's doing all these protests and stuff. It's fucking mad. I get thrown out a Just Stop Oil Facebook group because I says, why don't you go to China and protest? That's what I said. He says, oh, we can't go there because they'll put us in a labour camp. Exactly.
Yeah.
The police here will actually make them tea. They'll go and get them tea and coffee and stuff like that while they're sitting in the middle of the road.
Well, that just sounds like a very UK thing to do.
Oh, jolly oh! They're blocking the road. Let's make them a cup of tea. Oh, bloody fantastic, old boy.
Oh, God. That sounds like overly British.
Well, I can keep up. Oh, yes, and there's Dobby Sock in the chat there. We used to use vegetable oil and our Dekia. There you go. That's kind of my posh voice. You know, that's what I can fit in with English tourists. You know, they don't just think I'm a mad Scottish guy. Well, I look that way, but
no, they still think you're mad if you go to do that voice.
Bloody hell! What's that? Son of the Naked Bigfoot Pete. I'm so pretty to be put in. Oh God, that's good one. Did you see that? Did you see what he put?
Oh God, that's definitely Mike's boy.
That's definitely Mike's boy. It definitely is.
Oh God.
So here a question for you: what's happening in the United States? What's the World Economic Forum got planned? The United States. Your mad president up to next? Is he still trying to find his way into the White House? Wondering about the garden? Still to now?
I don't know, man. It's hard to keep up with stupid. As we just saw in the chat tonight.
I honestly fucking don't know how he's still president.
Lordy. I don't know. It feels like elder abuse when it comes to Biden. It feels like elder abuse.
Did you see that video that was out of him? He was doing a press conference the other day. There, I think it was on all the major networks. I shit you not, it's his face. It looked like a rubber mask. Because the day before he had like no lines on his forehead, right? And then the next day he was doing this talk, and it looked like it was all these mad, crazy lines. It looked like rubber, like what do you call that? Rubber latex.
Yeah.
It looked like a latex mask he had on.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like I said, it's been said that presidents have used doubles for publicity since at least since Reagan.
He might be dead for all you know. I mean,
he could very well be. You never know. There's also a bunch of people that try to say Trump's dead.
I wouldn't say Trump's dead. He just likes to play golf.
I know. There's a lot of people that just like to spout off random crap because so they feel included in the conversation.
Honest opinion, who do you think the next president will be?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
If there is America. Because the way things are going, you know?
They're all reptilians.
Probably are.
Maybe.
They probably are.
They're probably some sort of hybrid. Maybe. Yeah, but we can't throw anything out the door these days, man. You know? We can't throw anything out the door these days.
Look at skinwalkers.
The 2020s are weird, man.
Look at skinwalkers and all that. They can change into anything, you know, nearly. But
yeah,
I mean, there's definitely a secret society behind a lot of the world leaders. Right? Mm. You notice how we've come off the kind of Nazi thing. Our signals have all cleared up. Strange that, isn't it?
Yeah. Interesting how that turns out. Okay, I seriously got to reach out to that CIA guy because, you know, see if he knows anything about the CIA infiltrating, the conspiracy websites and stirring up crap. Who knows? That stuttering John, he's not even the real one. The real one got taken on by Howard Stern.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be a guest to have on.
Oh, yeah. I do think there's a lot of people out there, and especially in the paranormal community, more the UFO community, alien community, that are placed there by the CIA. They are
know
CIA.
What's interesting though? This is just an observation I made in the last few days. You can clearly tell they are eager to stir people up, like we just saw tonight.
Yeah.
Because Elena, as an example, she recently put out a video involving Enki. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, she fully admits that Enki, in the scope of, say, like the Christian religion, essentially played the role of Satan. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Enlil, the bad one, was Yahweh. Naturally, they all go say, "Oh, Enki's a reptilian freak." Yeah, blah 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 blah. Oh, gay blah 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 blah. And the Jews and the fucking Muslims need shot in the face. Blah 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 blah. But they never actually make the more logical arguments. I would say, okay, that goes somewhere. It's like, I thought Enki was just ancient mythology.
Mm-hmm.
How is he real? Reasonable arguments being that obviously these types of things, it's kind of hard to get physical evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That goes to show they're not denying that he's out there.
Yeah.
I think people are like this don't realize. People like this don't realize they reveal so much more about themselves than what they realize.
It's like Pete's dad, Mike the Naked Bigfoot, used to say, there's so many things in this world. So many things in this world that people have not discovered yet. Right? So many hidden things. And you think about, right, You think about the things that the government stashed away that they've got. Mm-hmm. You talk about, like, is it Iraq? They went into Iraq supposedly looking for weapons of mass destruction. No, it was looking for the technology that was left there from thousands and thousands of years ago. And you can look this up, guys. They actually went there and they went and got this technology, ancient technology. It was took away. And it makes you wonder who they've managed to contact when they've been fiddling about with this stuff.
Here's the thing. There's also another factor that goes into this and goes into the Federal Reserve. You ever notice how any country who does not have an official Federal Reserve affiliated bank, so I use that term loosely, is the one that often gets targeted for major wars?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you know, find it strange that I actually watched the thing about this the other night. It's quite interesting. It wasn't about aliens and that. It was about the Federal Reserve and stuff. That gold has been disappearing in large quantities all over the world.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, lots of it has just been disappearing. People don't know where it's going. They're saying, they're just putting it into vaults and stuff and that. Really? I mean, we had the Anunnaki. What did they mine when they were on our planet?
Gold.
What happens if we've made a deal with these guys? Well, what happens if the cabal that's in charge of the news made a deal with these guys and we're giving them gold? Think about it. Because what's the one that's under New York City, the big gold reserve? They say that used to at one point have billions and billions of dollars worth of gold in it, and now you're lucky if there's maybe $1 billion in it in gold. And it's the same with the Bank of England in London. At one point there'd be like hundreds of billions of dollars in gold, and they'll be lucky if there's like a £800 million worth of gold in it. Where's it all going? And it's the same with the Chinese. Their gold's mysteriously disappearing. And it's the same with the Russians. Their gold's disappearing. Where's all this gold going? Are we trading this?
There's gold in just about every piece of electronics that we have. You can probably trash all the Xboxes, TVs, computers, and mine a good sum of gold. But again, where's it going?
In new technology today, there is not as much gold as there used to be in older technology. They don't use as much gold today in normal. In cell phones going back maybe 6 or 7 years, they're not using the same amount of gold. See, older computers are actually worth more money than newer computers that have basically been banned because of the high quantity level of gold in them. I've got two laptops there. That are 20 years old, right? I've had them for ages. They're in my shed, right? They don't even work anymore, right? But if I take the time, I could cut all the gold off of that, and I would get quite a decent bit of gold off them. You see where I'm going with this? And
there's certain people that make their living just
grabbing
old computers.
Somebody offered me. Somebody says I'll give you £40 for better the old computers, and I looked at them and I went, I don't know, maybe again because I think there's more gold value in them. But obviously, you have to strip them all down.
Exactly, they flip it.
Yeah,
they flip it. That's what they do.
Well, they actually showed it's really easy process. They just cut all the wee gold particles off and they put it into this container and they add a special chemical. And the chemical basically dissolves the gold, right? And then they strain out all the leftover bits. And see the other chemical, they boil it off. And it's left with gold. And then they melt it down and do their thing to it. And see, like modern phones, like the iPhones and the new Samsung phones and that, they don't have as much gold in them as the older ones do. So You know, lithium's worth a lot of money too. Lithium,
Mm-hmm.
cobalt,
Mm-hmm.
all these kind of things. What's that? Smith Family Paranormal Investigation. Crypto is going to fall in price when the dollar falls in price. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's look. I'm going to say this. I think in the next month to next 2 months, the financial system around the world will probably collapse.
Mm-hmm.
I see Costco's going into liquidation. Did you hear about that?
Well, it is.
Well, it's happening over here in the UK that they're shutting most of their UK stores because they can't afford to run them, and it's something I'll look it up. I've got that thing there about the Mars thing, but it's the Costco might be getting into liquidation because there's 1, 2, 3 Costco's near me, and they're all shutting down. I've never been into a Costco's because I know you need to like a membership or something like that.
Yeah. I've gone in a few times, and they got a pretty good selection of stuff.
Burger King's going the same road. Burger King's shutting.
Yeah,
Is it 400 stores?
Well, yeah, over here in the U.S., that one's actually... I actually know the story behind that. The major franchise owner behind that didn't exactly pay all of his necessary fees. That's why those stores are shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get something in place so those people don't lose their jobs, and hopefully they do. Because
Liam,
now is not a good time to lose your job.
I was told something the other day there, and I was shocked.
What's that?
I'm never going to buy a McDonald's ever again. I've not had a McDonald's for maybe 3 years, right? Because I obviously live in the countryside. I don't get to run, but
Yeah.
and you can look this up, guys. This is shocking. Do you ever notice when you go to the McDonald's and you get the fries are perfect. There's no blemishes in them.
Aye.
You know why that is, don't you?
No.
The McDonald's use a certain potato, right? And this certain potato, they've always used this, right? What they do is, right? Just listen to this. This is horrifying, by the way. This is horrifying. What they do is the spray the crops. Maybe Pete's still in the chat. I don't know if he could help me, but it's a type of a pesticide that they use to basically make these potatoes come out perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they put them into a holding area, these potatoes, right? And spray them with this other chemical. Now, this chemical is highly, highly toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Highly toxic. And they reckon it takes nearly a week for this toxicity to wear off each potato.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes and gets chopped up and fried. And people have actually done tests on potatoes, the fries they eat, and it's not looking good. You talk about all these people with cancers and things wrong with them. It's shocking.
McDonald's has been at the center of several conspiracies, especially where more people started to out them that they don't actually use meat.
Or I've heard conspiracies saying that they use humans and all that kind of.
No, it's tofu. It's soy meat. Mm-hmm. It looks like pink toothpaste before it's all processed and painted and cooked.
Good God, can you imagine the amount of numbers that's in that?
Okay, here's another one for you. All right? The Simpsons, okay? Now, we all hear this conspiracy about the Simpsons somehow predicting the future, and it's come true several times that it's a running gag on the Simpsons to this day.
Yeah.
Their official remarks is that their writing team just happens to be full of some very, very smart people who pay attention to what's going on to the world. No, just some smart people. Okay, the whole gym mats in burgers, a bit, right?
Yeah.
There would be scenes where they be grinding up gym mats and serving them as food. The McRib.
Aye. There you go.
The same chemical that they utilize in gym mats to keep their firmness, no matter how much you beat them around, is in the McRib. This has been proven true.
There's Son of the Naked Bigfoot, Pete. I keep calling you Son of the Naked Bigfoot. I'll keep calling Pete for now. Bugs I Like Good, double with cheese. Crackers on the side. See that? I will say this. I sat one day. They grow a lot of barley near me, right, in wheat.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat one day and I watched the farmer. He went into there. He went in. It was growing quite high. He went in and he sprayed it with stuff. Up and down he went. Up and down he went with this tanker, spraying it with stuff, right? And I was talking to him. I says, "What are you spraying that way?" And he says, "Oh, that's the pesticides. That keeps away the mice and stuff and nibbling on the stuff." And I says, "Oh, right. But then I says, "What's the other guy doing?" He says, "Oh, that's a different type of pesticide." He says, "That one keeps away like the bugs and stuff like that." And I says, "What's that going into?" And it's going into like making beer. A lot of it goes to the process to make beer, hops and stuff like that. And the wheat goes to make bread, and obviously. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, fuck me, there's some amount of chemicals they use.
Yeah. No, I'm
They
just typing in.
predicted Trump being the president. They did predict Trump being his
Well,
president. They also,
yeah,
the Simpsons
here's
predict-
the thing.
Here's
the thing with that Trump thing. He's been talking about running for president for at least 40 odd years now. And he said he would run as Republican because he felt that was the stupidest demographic.
Who predicted it before the Simpsons? Is him becoming president? Come on.
Before the Simpsons? Okay, come on, old man. You're almost old enough to be my father.
People in the chat, or maybe Chad or whoever that is, Linda or Toby will probably. You ever seen a series called Quantum Leap?
Quantum Leap did that?
There was one.
Yes, Scott Bakula. I'm familiar with it.
And he was a taxi driver. He was a taxi driver in New York, and Donald Trump dad got into the car, and there was a wee boy. There was a wee kid, and that was Trump. Donald Trump. The kid was Donald Trump. Well, obviously, no, then it was just a kid actor. But they were just acting, and they says, "Who are you?" And he went, "Oh, we're the Trumps." And he says, "Oh, you're going to be president one day." And the wee boy went, "Oh," like that, and they drove away.
It's like, yeah, I'm with Dobby. I've heard of it. My mom is a huge Scott Bakula fan, but I've never physically seen it.
Star Trek again, you see.
Well, I also know he did NCIS New Orleans.
That's right, he did.
That's mostly what I've seen him in.
But it's not just the Simpsons that's predicted that. Yeah.
Well,
there you go. A family love Quantum Leap. Yeah.
Here's the thing. This was a random TikTok video.
Yeah.
And it was this woman reading out a Doctor Who novel, okay? When she mentioned it, it got me to thinking how likely a situation this could be because of the number of authors and creators who swear that their works, what they thought, who swear they thought their works of fiction came to life. Okay, he essentially said that basically it was a bit about Star Wars actually being true, that George Lucas, he didn't understand that he was actually getting telepathic messages and that most humans can't really tell the difference, which is something that is explored in parapsychology circles today. And that in order to just kind of get those messages out of his head, because in order to get him to stop bothering him, he had to do something. He had to write it down. He had to create it.
Yeah.
So what if, hear me out, being that this is Bald and Bonkers and we don't exactly have limits to the types. Being that this is Bald and Bonkers and we have no limits of what we won't talk about on the show, considering. Who's to say? Now, obviously, as people are writing, they sometimes go into kind of a meditative state, right? Mm-hmm. They aren't actually getting psychic messages. They don't realize that's the case, and they just think, "Oh, that is a wonderful. That would make a good show," and they think nothing else of it. Then all of a sudden, a few years down the line, Trump becomes president. There's this one guy who wrote for Planet of the Apes, the comic book series. He was writing in a hostage situation. A gorilla has this woman, has a gun up to her head. Next thing he knows is here. This is a true story. Next thing he knows, his wife is screaming in the other room. He runs out. There's this big ass dude holding a gun up to his wife's head, in the exact same way that he depicted in the comic book drawing he literally just wrote. So again, who's to say? All these writers allegedly predicting the future, they're getting some sort of secret intel. They're not actually just latent psychics and not realizing it. There's been several cases of that happening. I've had it happen a couple times.
Also, the Simpsons later have predicted, what you call it, a nuclear war.
They've been talking that one for some time. Because they notice the same patterns we are.
Yeah.
So Simpsons, you want to hire us? Wait, that means we would hurt.
The Flat Earth Societies said that the Simpsons predicted the Flat Earth. Did you not ken that?
Yeah, they also...
Because of the dome, main the one where Homer went and got all the toxic waste and dumped it into water. And they put a dome.
The Simpsons movie, the show Under the Dome that was based off of the Stephen King novel made that joke.
Yeah. Well, Flat Earthers said that's because that's the trying to tell us that the Earth's flat.
Now, granted, media would be a good way to slowly introduce certain concepts to the public.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same sort of logic as a teacher putting on a movie for kids in her class. Now, granted, most of them is because they didn't want to deal with lessons that day. It's like, guess what, class? Movie day.
I'll give you something to do in the chat, right? I'll give you something to try, right? And honestly, it's actually quite disturbing. I want you to take your phones out after when we're no live, obviously. And I want you to put in the dates on your phone, like say, like go to Google, right? And put 2024. And then put it on images and hit search, right?
Well,
and then keep doing that, put it on 2025, put it on images and search. And it's really interesting what pops up. It's like apocalyptic pictures and stuff like that. It's really weird. See, it's if any of you have got a phone sitting next to you.
If you say it's apocalyptic photos, it's pictures of Donald Trump. I figured, what the fuck? Let's do it.
There's 2027 I'll put in, right? Because I've already done it, obviously, right? And then you put images. And then look at that. It shows you a picture of the planet burning. Right? That's 2027. Shows you a space station. Your life in 2027. Look at the future, and it shows you a planet basically burning. Right? And you keep doing this. It's actually somebody in TikTok showed me, right? And you keep doing this, and you keep going, and it does get weird, like 2028. And then you search up images, and then it shows you cities, and then it shows you a doomsday book, 2028 by Thomas somebody, something to midnight, a doomsday one, which is quite interesting. And then it starts talking about an asteroid. Right. So then you go to 2029. I did this all the way up to 2040, and it's honestly, it's very interesting what comes up.
Well,
look, when I get to 2029, right, all it is asteroids. That's all it is. 2029. Asteroid.
There's a major one that's supposed to be similar in size to the one that took out the. Similar. It's supposed to be similar in size to the one that took out the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That has its course charted to make impact with Earth. But here's the thing. There's a lot. There's at least 100 different asteroids that are allegedly supposed to hit the Earth on a somewhat daily basis. NASA barely catches 99 of them after they already pass.
And then, if you scroll below the asteroids, it's UFOs and aliens. Loads of aliens and UFOs.
Yeah.
And then if you go to 2030, it gets more interesting.
2024 is supposed to be when around that time frame is when the more human ones are supposed to show up.
Yeah, 2030, and it shows the world all like really superistic kind of thing, you know. What's that son of the naked Bigfoot? The PPT. What's that he's going on about? Is that something? Is that
I have no clue.
Pete,
whatever you do, don't look that up.
It's like, what is it?
I don't know, but I have a feeling, considering who it's coming from, don't look it up. Oh dear God, Pete, what did you do?
I'm going to look it up. Hey, his dad used to have me looking up crazy things. His dad would send me links and I would click on them. We would just sit late at night talking to his dad, and his dad would be like, "Hey, Chris, check this link out," and I'd press it, and it was like a crazy picture with this evil kind of thing looking at me, and then he says, "See if it," and then he said to me, he says, "See if anything weird happens to you the next week, message me back." And I was having weird dreams about this dog staring at me with big grinning and sharp teeth and all that.
Yeah. It is kind of funny when you think about it, just going back over the history, all the times that we've had Mike on. He was more willing to goof off and do stupid shit to you, but for some reason with me, the shit tied to him set off alarms with
I'm a
my
lovable
shit.
person. I'm a lovable person. I don't know. Mike
I don't know.
Me. He just liked me. I don't know. I like Mike, and the two of us used to talk late into the early morning.
You just have a funny voice.
We went there. Mike was a very interesting person. I mean, he would send he would send me random pictures, and then I would send him random pictures, right? And then he did that. What was that, Pete? What was that? You reposted it last week, I think it was, and it was a picture. It was a dog sitting grinning, and if you look at it, you have dreams of what's it called again? Wait, I'll have to go look at Twitter. He's got to look at this, guys, right? This is good, honestly. I need to go to Mike's thing. Pete posted it, reposted it a couple of days ago. Where is it? It's a thing. It's like a dare kind of thing. Oh, wait. Where is it? I hate it when I talk about something. That's it. That's it. Thank you very much, Pete. That's it there. Aye. I'm trying to find the picture for everybody.
Well, why you gotta give?
It's there.
It's hard. Bald and Bonkers will not be sponsoring any therapy bills.
Right, listen, it's already happened
now
to me,
show
so
it.
I'm kind of immune to this now.
Here you
because it's happened to me. Right?
Floor's all yours to screw people over.
There you go. So if anybody sees that, look at that. If anybody sees that, please visit Mike the Naked Bigfoot's profile and leave a comment for Pete to answer you back. Right?
Oh, dear Lord.
Honestly, honestly, it's not that. He showed me that. Mindy did the story about where he found the pottery face.
Yeah.
When he was raking about, aye. I had weird dreams after that. I had really funky, weird dreams after that. And I says to him, like 3 days later, I says to Mike, Mike, what was that, by the way? And I says, I had really weird dreams. I was like, there was drums playing, and there was this guy chasing me through the jungle and all that, wearing this mask. You have to follow the rules or else. So you have to go and visit. Oh, Christ, I better read you the rules, wouldn't I? What's the rules, Pete? Go and type in the room. What's the rules? So is that. So is what? What have you got? Christopher like dog? You change that back. You. That's that. Mike. Point him. I want him pointed.
I'm sorry. Intrusive thoughts one. Okay.
That is that. If you ever wanted to visit me, Mike, and you can do this communication there, I want you to visit Dakota tonight and scare the living shit out of him.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I already stalked our little friend from earlier, and apparently he's been known to hop on random channels and stir up shit in order to drum up publicity for whatever venture he's trying to do. He's already been taken down before. Believe it or not, I don't like firing off, okay? I'm a big guy. I don't want to have to be forklifted out to go to the hospital because I went down. I'm trying to relieve my blood pressure here.
No,
I'm not even 30.
All your dad put, Pete, was spread the word with the picture. What is the rules? Again, I can't remember the rules. Pete.
Oh, God.
What is the rules? Look, if you see a demonic dog chasing you about the room, go and talk to Pete. I'm sure he'll help you.
Here's what you do. Yeah, it's all about mental visualization.
There you go. There you go. Send him a pic of a smiling dog. There you go.
So spread the word was the rule.
Spread the word. So basically, if you see it, if MD sees it, right, just see that picture. Go to Naked Burger and share it with somebody. You have to share the pic with someone else. So, oh, there you go. I'm immune now. I'm immune. I've shared it with the world. It's his fault. He let me do it.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to stop you.
Pretty true. Come on, we're keeping Mike's memory alive. Just think of the laughter he's going to be having as everybody's screaming in their beds at night. Seeing that,
you know, and I say this with all due respect.
What's that?
I often wonder if Mike, just his personality as a whole, would have been how Aleister Crowley was in life. Because he wasn't necessarily the most evil man. People were trying to say Mike was evil. But Crowley, he just liked fucking with people's heads.
Mike was one of the most interesting people I have ever met in my entire life.
Oh, no doubt.
And I probably
No doubt.
never, ever meet somebody like that again. Obviously, I'm still waiting to meet Pete. And hopefully he'll join us one night.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I hope so, because I just thought of something. You were the one to point this out. Remember our former associate that looked a little too much like Mike?
Who?
AJ?
Really?
The one that always disappears? Oh, that's a sign. That's a sign. Oh, no. No. Remember we had AJ and Mike on? I know he wasn't evil. He just liked to screw with people. He wasn't evil. I'm not saying anything bad about Mike.
No. Mike was honestly absolutely amazing. I don't know how they came with it. I actually asked him, he says to me, he put in Twitter, he says, I'll answer any question. And I had 18 questions and says, how did you know everything? And then he told us how he actually told us he made a deal with like a lawyer. I don't know the way around about it because of the voodoo stuff. And
yeah, low up.
And he told us how he knew so much. And I'll tell you a video to watch with Mike, right? And if it's still up, is it still up, Pete? The one where he does it's like a banishing ritual to do with the thing in the woods, the thing that was screaming in the woods. And he does a ritual. And he actually, you see him? He holds his horn out of a fucking candle. And you can hear it sizzling. It was, and I'm going to swear again here, it was fucking sizzling. And the smoke was coming off his horn. And he never flinched once. Not once.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible?
Well, there's several old practices that help you redirect pain.
That was absolutely amazing what he could do.
You know, that actually just gives me an idea for a show. We're gonna try to find a guest for it because there's no way you and I would be able to do it justice. Yeah, you hear about these Buddhist monks who, were able to completely cool their body temperatures. It drew so much attention that the CIA went to train with Buddhist monks to try to learn how to do this stuff. They were able to levitate, do all this stuff. Some historians actually believe that the miracles we associate with Jesus Christ, I know I'm getting into religion here, I'm talking historical facts, okay? That many of the miracles Jesus was able to perform is because he studied from Buddhist monks during a brief period in his life. Like the 30 missing years of Jesus' life, he was towards India. So that I honestly would love to have some sort of discussion about that on the show and get a guest that would know that, because that just reminded me of that.
I honestly, kind of who I would like to talk to. I would honestly, if Pete, if you're still in this room, I would love to interview you, Pete, because I would love to know more about what your dad did that night. That ritual, that was.
Pete's got an open invite.
Yeah,
Pete's got an open invite.
You're welcome here anytime, Pete. Because that was just. I actually was talking to Mike about it. I says, "Do you want to come on and talk about it?" And then it turned right no well, and sadly he passed away. And I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
It's gonna office. It's actually really sad for me because I was talking to him like the night before, kind of thing, and it was just I don't know. It was like because it was Halloween. It was near Halloween. That was his favorite time of the year. That was Mike's kind of thing,
That's what he was hoping to push for.
And honestly, Pete, if you're there, you're welcome to come on to your shows anytime. Honestly, anytime.
Awesome. I wasn't saying your dad was evil. He was definitely the goofy grandpa of Bald and Bonkers. I say that. That's the way I know to put him.
I'll tell you what. What was the episode we were talking about fakers and the paranormal?
Oh God, the paranormal titties incident.
Pete, if you want to die in a mad craze of laughter, right?
Oh.
And you want to roll about your living room floor, right? You have to watch. What was that called? What was that one called?
Oh God, what was that one? Oh God.
And your dad was going on about paranormal titties. Oh, he was talking about the women in the ghost hunting community that would go, "A spirit just touched my nipple." Oh, I honestly, I couldn't. I was just like, I just couldn't stop laughing. It was just. It was going on about Zach Bagans' because he didn't like him.
What one was it? I'm literally scrolling through old episodes to see if I can see which one just jogs me.
I'll fund that for you, Pete, and I'll fund that episode for you, Pete, on Bald and Bonkers, and I will send that link to you because
it's like was that the anniversary open panel that we did? That was the last one he was on with us.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that one. It was before that. It was well before that. It was. Oh my God! Can end in the chat remember that night? It was. Oh my God! It was just ridiculous.
No, I need to find a way to build like a sorting system.
Because that was epic. That was one of the most epic shows I think I've ever done.
That I
can you remember when that was? Let's see. Let's have a look.
Hold on. I have an idea.
What?
I have an idea that'll help us.
I'll fun it. If it's a mission beyond life itself, I will find it. He was on the occult in the Nazi regime with. He was on that, Ian.
Occultism, yeah. Well, you got to remember. Well, dude, I just realized something.
What?
All right, now for those of you who don't know, because we do have a lot of newer people that joined us, Bald and Bonkers is listed on IMDb. Kind of a free marketing strategy we do, and all of our guests are listed on it. Don't you think it's funny? Paranormal fraud.
Paranormal fraud's there. It's there, right, Pete? I'm going to send you a link.
But here,
you need to watch this show.
Here's an interesting little coincidence. Mike was on with us for 13 episodes exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that? Did you say that 13 what?
13 episodes. We had Mike on.
That's crazy.
That's funny to me. That's funny. Oh, lordy. Wow, I didn't realize how much over time we are.
I know.
That's what happens when you have fun. So, Christopher, what are your plans for the week?
Well, I was away filming today. I was away and I did some live pictures and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't really. I've got my garden today. I've got the rest of my garden today, tomorrow, and weeding.
Oh.
It's never ending. It just never ends, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank God being that tomorrow's Memorial Day, I have tonight off, so
yeah.
From work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming tonight. If we disappear, the Nazis got us, and they're doing terrible things to Dakota.
Yeah.
And for that person that was in, you're obviously a dick. But you know that person.
Apparently he's raised hell for a lot of people.
Was it? How'd you know?
I was looking him up while we were on air. Apparently he likes to go around channels to promote himself by raising hell like that. It's like, no, we're not. If any of you go to follow him, we don't want you here. Yeah. That is absolutely despicable behavior.
Yeah. So, guys, remember check us out. Subscribe, share, and like. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you next Saturday and Sunday night.
Yes.
You never
As for whatever topic may come up, you never know. But maybe will have something to do with this. These tests being fired off to test what's. Essentially, we happened to catch this just before we went on, so we didn't exactly have too much time to look into it. But apparently, they have been experimenting by sending signals to and from Mars to simulate what it would be like to potentially make contact. We've been talking that 2024, 2025 may be a time where the biggest disclosure event in human history, in human memory, takes place. So why are they firing these tests now?
Maybe so they can basically say, "Oh, we've accidentally picked something up. We've found a way to pick something up."
A way to twist the narrative to make it look like they're the ones in control.
Yeah, exactly.
All it is good marketing.
Yeah, it's good marketing. So everybody,
something to leave you with.
You can check us all out, and remember, check out Pete's channel to. Honestly, check his channel because soon he will be posting videos. So catch you all later, dudes. Stay safe.
Yep.
See you all soon. And if strange ghostly figures visit you in the night, send them to Dakota.
That wouldn't be anything new in my life.
No.
No, a little shout out for Pete there before we go.
Thanks for tuning into the Bald and Bonkers Show. If you enjoyed the show and want to show your support, head over to our website at baldandbonkers.net. There, you'll find our merch, services and more. Thanks for being part of the Bald and Bonkers family, and we'll see you on the next